Hi, everyone. I'm Nicole Huckabee, and welcome to Conversations with Nicole. In this episode, we are stepping into the world of craftsmanship with Walt Sprouse of the Charleston Woodworking School in Charleston, South Carolina. It's the only professional woodworking school in the state, and it is licensed by the South Carolina Commission on Higher Education and founded by master craftsman Sam Sprouse. So, whether you're a woodworking enthusiast or someone seeking a career in this field, I hope you enjoy my conversation with Walt Sprouse. Let's get started. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Conversations with Nicole. I am delighted to have as my guest today Walt Sprouse with the Charleston Woodworking School in Charleston, South Carolina. Walt and I are friends. We go way back. And so, Walt, I'm glad to have you on the show.
Well, thank you. And it's so good to see you again, too. And this is very exciting for us because not only do we have a good story to tell, but also we're so excited about the people that follow you so closely, and there's lots of them. That way they'll have a chance to know a little bit more about the Charleston Woodworking School.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. So let's just go ahead and get started. This school is very special and very unique. It is the only professional woodworking school in the state of South Carolina, licensed by the South Carolina Commission on Higher Education, founded by your son, Master Craftsman Sam Sprouse, and it's acknowledged by the Veterans Administration. I mean, that's a lengthy resume right there.
Well, it is. And whenever Sam set the school up about 10 years ago, one of the things that was very important, especially in the Charleston area, was the fact that there are a number of veterans in the Charleston area, and also a lot of people that retire out of the military, and they're looking to for their educational opportunities. So it was very important for Sam to make sure that we did all the things we needed to do to make sure we were approved by the Veterans Administration, so that the school is able to take educational benefits from the GI Bill, and that they can go to school and learn this trade.
I love that. So tell folks how the school came about. Sam had a different direction and then all of a sudden said, I think I want to go to woodworking school, Dad.
That's right. Yeah, he graduated. Actually, he was part of the class of 2001 at the University of South Carolina, which was the big year for Carolina. And he graduated, and then after he and Ann were married, uh, he had his degree in sociology, and just did not know what he wanted to do. He worked for a bank for a while, and then called one day and said, I think I know what I want to do." And I said, "What?" He said, "I'm going to be a professional woodworker." And I said, "Can you make a living at that?" He said, "I think so. I've been accepted at the best woodworking school in the world, and we're off to Scotland." So they moved to Scotland. He went to the Thomas Chippendale School of Fine Furniture just south of Haddington in East Lothian, Scotland. Graduated at the top of his class and came back to Charleston and started his woodworking business. Uh, the funny thing about that was that there were so many people that saw the quality and the detail of what he was doing with his furniture business, and he was doing well with that. They kept saying, "I wish I knew how to do that." And so he and I talked and decided it would be a smart thing to take some students and model the Charleston Woodworking School after the school he went to in Scotland. So that's how everything got started, and here it is 10 years later, and it's going great.
It's thriving. So, for folks that maybe aren't quite sure how a woodworking school works, tell them about the Charleston Woodworking School.
Well, it is a 1 year course. We like to use the phrase a great career in 1 year. The good thing about the woodworking school is that it does start in September of every year, and the classes run until the following June. Uh, the other thing that is interesting is that we usually take a maximum of only 15 students per year. And that allows Sam and Mary and Peter and Joseph and all the instructors at the school to give some really good one-on-one training because you're working with your hands. And one of the things you have to know a lot about a little bit is math. You have to figure out things and measure things so that's sort of an interesting fact about woodworking school. They start off rather easily, talking obviously about safety, about sharpening, and about different types of wood and finishes and stuff. And then the students are then encouraged to design some projects of what they want to do. And so they design either we've had students that design roll-top desk. They design king-size bed headboards and footboards. They've designed desks and chairs and just a variety of different things. And so once they decide their project and then they draw it out, they measure it, they know what they want to do, they know what kind of finish they want on it, they want to know what kind of wood they're going to use, then they get busy and they start building their projects.
I love that. You mentioned the rollback desk. That particular student really found a niche there. Tell us his story.
He really did. He was from New Jersey, and he was maybe I think about 20. Was not in the military, and so he applied and was accepted, and he came down from New Jersey, and of course we helped him with his housing needs and various things. And he decided that he wanted to build this really nice roll top desk. I'm trying to see if I have a photo of it here.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
that's
Right
him.
there.
And that's his roll top desk. That's sort of a small one that he made right there because he wanted to make one small.
Yes.
And so he did that and graduated, went back to New Jersey and opened up his furniture business and told people that this was his project. They decided that it would be a good idea to maybe push the fact that they make roll top desks because you can't find any roll top desk anymore. So that's what he's doing, and he's doing quite well with that. And I talked to him about a month or so ago. He was telling me about his woodworking business. I think so far during the past 10 years, the woodworking school has spawned about 31 woodworking businesses all up and down the eastern United States. And so
Wow.
that's very important to us, and we follow up with them often.
Well, it's interesting you would say that because when Sam said, I think I can make a living doing this, certainly he has. And your students are thriving, and that's so important. And this is a niche. This is very different. And so it's beautiful to see that not everyone has to go to a 4 year college and get a business degree with that. There are options today like this, and that's beautiful.
It really is because one of the things that the nationwide conversation obviously is about is student debt. And you see a lot of students that go to a 4 year college. There's nothing wrong with that if this is the course of study that they want to do. But in many cases, they end up borrowing money and they get out of school. They have a degree. They start to look for a job, and then they're hit with $220 or $230,000 of student college debt that they have to pay off. The good thing about the woodworking school is the fact that not only is the tuition very reasonable, it's in the 20s for the year,
Yeah.
but it's very easily, you don't have a whole lot of college debt either if you have to borrow that. And the young man in New Jersey, I think, borrowed the money from his parents, and I think he said he paid it back to them in 8 months. So he was debt free. And then on top of that, he had started his own business. That's what we encourage the students to do, is to start their own business. And there's several in and around the Charleston area that are graduates of the Charleston Woodworking School. One of the things that we have as part of our curriculum is that we bring in the Small Business Administration to talk to the students on how to set their business up. how to go to the bank, what kind of questions to ask the banking officers, and talk to them about loans and about payments and about taxes and about hiring and all the things that you need to know about how to set up a business. So
That
this
is
is
so important.
it really is, and the good thing about that is, like you mentioned about the niche that we have right here, it is a trend, I think, in certain parts of the United States, especially in South Carolina, to go to a trade school and learn that trade, whether it's anything, but in our case, woodworking. And in this way, you can have a really good career in 1 year. You own your own business, you're your own boss, and you can decide how you want that business to grow in the future.
Absolutely. And one thing that's happening at the Charleston Woodworking School is you're actually expanding with your property there to actually help these students when they're coming out if they're looking for a place to set up their business.
That's right. We are in the process. We're just getting started on it right now. As you know, Charleston is just booming
Booming.
commercially, and it's very difficult to find rentable commercial space. And so that's one of the things that, if there is a little bit of a problem about locating in Charleston, is trying to find some space. And of course, the businesses start off small. So we do have a building on our property there that we're getting ready to renovate, and we plan on having four 1,000 square foot uh, parts of this building that would be flex space, so that we
Yeah.
can rent that to graduates or anybody else. If someone's in plumbing supplies, we'll rent it to them. But we're going to focus on our graduates first to make sure that they use this. Chances are, what we feel is that they will go in maybe to 1,000 square feet into our flex space, and then they will grow their business enough. And we would be very, very happy when they call us and say, we're moving
Yes,
because we need more space.
that's right. I love that. And I am sure it's very rewarding to see the students come and take this, go to school there, and then to see them move on and do so well. And then I suspect as walking through Charleston, you might see some of their works along the way at different businesses that they already have set up. I'm sure that's very rewarding for Sam and all the others that are instructing them, and of course for you.
It really is. Over in Mount Pleasant, we have a graduate, and basically what she makes are shaker chairs. They're like ladder back chairs. She does a lot of carving on it, and that has the seat that is sort of a woven blue and white checkerboard looking thing. But this is what she wanted to do. She wanted to focus on making those. So we get to see her periodically. Whenever we have graduation in June, of course, all the graduates are invited. Many of them come back for graduation. And it's very inspiring to know that you have these graduates that have just finished the course, and you see them talking to former graduates and talking to them about their business and how well they are doing in their business, and that is very rewarding.
Absolutely. And for those that come to school there, not only do they make their own furniture, but they also help with repairs. And that's a big deal these days. People that can actually repair the older furniture from long ago, correct?
Exactly, it's quite an art, and it is art. Uh, Whenever we have former students, and Sam has done a lot of this too, in his woodworking business, to take an antique, for instance, something that has been in somebody's family for 200 years, and somehow it's damaged for whatever reason. And then to have that skill that the students learn at the Charleston Woodworking School, to know that if there is a broken leg on a hand carved mahogany table, that they can remove that leg, they can put they hand carve the new leg, install it, stain it. Then, of course, they have to distress it to make it look like the rest of the antique, to whatever degree that they need to. And you can't tell which has been damaged, because they've done such a wonderful job. You really cannot tell. But that is something where everybody that watches our discussion here will say, yes, Aunt Mary had that table, and I wish we knew someone that could fix that.
Yeah, right.
And of course, what we can do is that have someone to get in touch with us at the Woodworking School in Charleston, and we'll be glad to refer them to any number of graduates that we have.
I was thinking too, many students come in and they already have a talent for this. It's something they've enjoyed, or they're naturally drawn to wanting to create beautiful pieces from wood. Some students think, I just might enjoy that and I want to go learn. Both are extremely valuable to the program, but it opens a door for new opportunities for someone who may not know what they want to do. Talk about that.
That's very true, because many times we have applicants that apply to the Charleston Woodworking School. And in the application, and of course, the application is online at www.charlestonwoodworkingschool.com. The application is there, and many times in the application, we'll require not only your basic information, but also why you want to attend the school, what kind of past experience that you've had. And then if you have made some things, there's places there where you can submit photographs of what you've done in the past. You don't have to have that knowledge or previous work in woodworking to apply and be accepted at the woodworking school, because, like you said, many of the applicants, they say, I really don't know what I want to do. I think I can do this. I'm pretty sure I can do this. So this is the path that I want to take. And so it's very interesting. The ones that really have no experience, they want to absorb all this knowledge just like a sponge. Those people that do have a lot of knowledge, they also come in knowing that maybe the way they used to do something, maybe it's not exactly the best way to do it.
Yeah,
So they get to learn the proper way uh, uh, to finish their projects.
that's called education.
Exactly.
Which is why we have a school for it. I just love it. I think that this is amazing that in South Carolina that you are the only licensed professional woodworking school. What a beautiful thing that we are able to have that for our state. And so I'm excited that we've been able to talk about the Charleston Woodworking School and all that it offers. So remind folks again how they can apply, how they can learn more about it, and actually also where you're located physically in case someone wanted to come check it out if they were in the Charleston area.
Well, you mentioned too about being the only professional woodworking school in South Carolina. One thing that thrilled us a lot was the University of South Carolina Alumni Magazine a couple of years ago did a story about Sam and about his journey at Carolina and then his woodworking business now. The name of the article was entitled "An Office with a View," because the woodworking school is located at 2338 Ashley River Road in
Yeah.
Charleston. If anybody's familiar with Ashley River Road, that's the 2-lane road from Charleston to Somerville. That's the one with all the trees and all the moss hanging over the road. It's a beautiful location. We back up to a marsh, and so it's just a beautiful location. But it is a brand new building, and it is located again at 2338 Ashley River Road in Charleston. And it's very close to apartments. It's close to shopping. It's close to Interstate 526. So it's easy to get there. It's easy to get any place in Charleston there. But as far as the application, once again, the application is online. And I would invite everyone to go online to take a look at the website. There's a lot of information there with photographs and information about the school values, about the education, about the calendar. All you need to know is there. Again, that's at www.charlestonwoodworkingschool.com. And our telephone number is area code 843-513-3313. That's my number, and Sam's is area code 843-513-3042.
That's awesome. am just delighted to be able to share with my audience all that's happening at the Charleston Woodworking School. It sounds lovely. If I'm ever in the Charleston area, I'm going to try to see if I can go take a look at it myself, because seeing it in person would be wonderful, knowing all that we've talked about today and what it's doing for the students and changing lives and just making Charleston even more richer in culture than it already is, right?
It really is, and once again, it's quite a unique school. And again, the only one in South Carolina, the only professional woodworking school in South Carolina that offers such detail and such high quality, but also with that opportunity to start your own business and control your own destiny. And this is something that just thrills us a great deal. That we know that there's such a success rate with our graduates. And again, we only take 15 students per year. So my suggestion would be is if you're thinking about it, don't hesitate. Make sure you go online and fill out that application and get that in as soon as possible.
Great advice. Well, thank you so much for being my guest today. I've thoroughly enjoyed this.
Well, thank you so much. And it's so good to see you again. And so thank you. And I really do appreciate the opportunity to provide a little bit of information about what we feel is now the best woodworking school in the world, which is
I love
Charleston
it.
Woodworking School.
Yes, the best in the world now. Absolutely. The pleasure has been all mine. I do appreciate your time today.
Again,
And
thanks.
absolutely. And that will do it for this edition of Conversations with Nicole. Until I see you again, I hope you have a great day.